Hi everyone, I'm so happy that you're here to join me for the Way of the Animal podcast. Welcome back, Alastair. We've moved again. House number 3. Yeah. House number 3 this year.
House number 3 this year.
Yay!
Probably soon to be house number 4.
Yeah, house number 4 is not quite ready for us, but it's in the process. So then we'll get to do the, hey, we've moved again. But, yep, house number 3. So back to it. We were doing the, what was it called? 6 Human Needs by Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
And we were on to growth. And if you haven't listened to the other ones, there's 2 other podcasts, is it? Because we did 2 together.
We
was
did
it
security
3?
and insecurity. Is that the right words?
No. It was certainty and uncertainty.
Certainty and uncertainty. Well, you can see why I thought.
So there's 3. There's certainty and uncertainty. We did significance, and we did connection, love, which was the last one that came out last week. And then, this week we're doing growth.
Yep.
Which it says growth and expansion of capacity, capability, or understanding. And this was something that you're very excited about. So do you want to start? Put you on the spot. Go!
Well, growth for me, I don't know. At the time, I don't think about it as growth. I don't think, oh, I'm growing.
Growing through a challenge? Or
Don't even think about that. But I like learning new things, trying new things, pushing my limits, always
expanding your knowledge.
Expanding my knowledge. The expansion part of what you read out, that sort of sat with me. I like to expand. I like to know things. And I like to be able to do things. So it's both mental and physical things for me. So the kickboxing works really well because I like to grow and learn new skills. But then equally, I like to learn new things. And quite often I'll read something and just wonder, well, how does that work? And it'll be something maybe that I'll never realistically see myself using, but I want to understand it, not completely. I'm, just surface level. If I don't understand it, I want to know how the mechanics of it work. So I love growth. I could spend my life growing.
I think it's something that you can't not do. Because I think you're always growing and changing and without even that pursuit of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that happens anyway. But in the pursuit of it like that, like you were saying with the, oh, how does that work? And then actually finding out instead of going, I don't know how that works. Oh, well. Yeah. Next, you're actually like, how does that work? And then you go and have a
I have the
research
drive for
time.
the pursuit of it. That's another good word from you. But the pursuit of it really drives me. But you're right, you can't not grow. Yeah. Because every day things happen and you grow and you change and you develop.
Well, I mean, it's that thing like talking about change, your cells are always changing, you are always changing without even realizing. In fact, we were speaking about it yesterday because a friend of ours is going back to her home at the end of the year there, and I was saying that it can be quite hard going back because you've changed so much.
You're no longer the person you were when you were there.
Yeah. And it's like it can be quite jarring and sort of unsettling almost because it's like your memory of it is not the reality anymore because of the way you see it in your newness of your growth.
That's it, and it changes your perspective on things, just life experience, like you say, and like the different person that you become through different experiences. It's something you can't avoid growth, but sometimes I feel like you could end up in the situation where you are avoiding it because you don't want things to change. Yeah,
you're resisting growth because you're resisting the change that comes with growth. But and again, I think I'm guilty of that sometimes. a lot of the times, maybe.
I think it really
occasionally
struck it with the growing through challenges that you offered before, because that's how you see growth. You see growth maybe more as a painful thing.
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it isn't.
I would agree that sometimes growth can definitely be painful. It can be jarring. It can be sudden.
Well, I've lost my train of thought, but I was thinking along the lines of, I sometimes resist, but in the resistance, it's like you're growing anyway.
Yes.
Like, so you can't, in resisting it, it's just making it really uncomfortable.
You can't hold things still.
No. I think that with the growth, it's like when you allow it to happen, when you allow things to change, which change is the only constant, really. Yeah. Like, if things are always changing, so then I feel like something I feel like I want to say is change is the only constant. So everything's always changing, therefore you're always growing. And it's like that idea of, that's how you become more resilient.
Yes.
And more sure of yourself and believing in yourself, because you are making it through each challenge or new thing or new opportunity that comes in front of you. But I'm definitely going through a little phase of resisting a lot of that. So it's an interesting topic to come up.
Yeah.
And actually I'm at this sort of end phase of that resisting, where I'm going, why am I resisting? I mean, it's like realizing what I'm doing, because you don't even realize you're resisting when you're resisting. It's just everything feels wrong, uncomfortable, and you feel scared. You're hanging on to all the fears and the challenge or the problem within what is happening in front of you, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to grow something new.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of the sort of the framing and the perspective that you take with growth can make it either a positive or a negative thing. I mostly take I really like the idea of growing, learning new things, understanding new things, just because sort of my mind is always hungry for more information. So that sort of drives me. And then I don't know if I ever think about life events as opportunities for growth and parts of growth, but I suppose things like that tend to be. And certainly it's a more healthy way to look at it, that this challenge or this disruption is giving me the opportunity to grow.
And I think also, like, it's that sense of, like, we were talking about the pursuit, there's a lot of, like, to look at the constant pursuit in perhaps it's not always a healthy way, is like when you're always pushing the boundaries and always, like, striving for more.
Yeah.
Do you ever realize the accomplishment of now? Like, do you ever...
okay, yeah. So that's an interesting one.
I feel like you do, but I do know of other people that it's like it can create that perfectionism, that sort of like...
There's definitely that danger of perfectionism. I don't feel the accomplishment of it, but I don't do it for the accomplishment. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, at no point do I...
but that's the other thing as well. It's like, so sorry to interrupt you, that accomplishment, you don't feel the accomplishment. So therefore you don't have that chance to really look at yourself. Oh, that's great. You're just like, next.
Yes.
So then you're like always kind of moving into the future. You're moving forward, so it's good, but you're always moving to the future, and you don't have like it can get quite over-focused. Is that what? Because I literally was just speaking about this, when you get
when I get a project, I can get really sucked into it.
You just get so sucked into it that you forget that there's more life around you. And it's fine to have a project as a big part of your life. Like, that's not a bad thing, because it's something that you're enjoying doing. It's really fulfilling you. But there's also a wider life around you, and like that tunnel vision can just be something that...
Yeah, that's definitely I suppose a possibility or a part of it.
Yeah, well, it's a part of growth, I think.
getting the sort of the stand back and look at the accomplishment side of it, I don't think ever. I know. I think it comes back to the significance, because the accomplishment, I suppose, it is there for myself, because I'm like, okay, now I understand how that thing works. But at no point do I ever feel the need to be like, hey, look at me, I understand how that thing works. And I think that's probably where I'm, so internally.
But do you not go sometimes like, oh, I know how it works now, great.
Yeah.
Like, now I have that, I get this. Yeah. That's okay. Well, that's it. But obviously, that can be missed by people living with you like me.
To be fair, the ups and downs, majority of ups and downs of my emotional changes of the, oh, look at me, I've just learned this new thing, is pretty steady. So it's like continue back
and
on.
Next. And next. And next. Yeah. And then I've just been looking into the more detail of it, because they have a bit of detail on the Tony Robbins website, I think, or something. The examining your limiting beliefs. And I was like, so you don't have the limiting beliefs. Yeah. And it's like that. So it's like that, I say the fear and the doubt that causes sort of resistance to the growth or things changing with the growth. Like, that's because I feel limited, I feel like I'm incapable, it's like that. Believing in myself again. It's having those limiting beliefs and thinking like, I can't learn that difficult skill. I can't, it's like getting into that can't mentality, which is very limiting.
It is. It's really funny, because I was thinking about this the other day with kickboxing. So I've got a tournament competition coming up. My first one, quite excited about it.
Looking forward to doing the podcast on it after it.
That'll be fun. Yeah. But all through sort of starting kickboxing and then working up to kickboxing, I was aware of all the things like that could be limiting factors to me. So, my age, because I'm a bit older starting out, and things like that. My level of fitness was usually quite good, so that wasn't too bad. But the big one really would have been my age. And the thing that I always thought, though, I never saw that as limiting, and I always thought to myself, well, I could take this as far as I want to take this. And it's funny how my brain frames things, because recently I came to the conclusion that I don't think I would want to do, so they do various levels of fighting. There's like really light contact, or even point fighting, where you're just kind of touching the person, which scores you a point. You don't actually need to hit them hard. And then there's sort of the light contact and medium contact. It all works the way up to the full contact fights. Back at the start, I was like, yeah, I could take a full contact fight. And my brain still tells me I could take a full contact fight. But my brain also says to me, I don't think I really want to take a full contact. So I don't see that as a limiting.
No.
I don't frame it as I couldn't. No. I frame it as I could. But you know what? I don't want to.
Okay. I can pass on that.
I'm happy to lie to myself.
Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah, that's it. And it's that, that one stems from the doing slightly harder sparring and things like that, and having enough, not even really hard hits, but enough hits to know what it's like to take an injury. And it's like, I could work through this, but I don't look forward to the weeks afterwards of.
Well, it's as well like I feel like it also comes into the job that you have that is quite physical and requires you to be physically able. Yes. So it's like you getting injured just makes your job. It's not going to stop you, because nothing stops you. Yeah, it's just going to make it way harder. Yeah.
It's one of those things that could very easily be a limiting belief for me.
Yes. Yeah.
But the way my brain frames it without any work in the moment is that I could, no problem, but I don't really want to.
Yeah.
And that makes it a non-limiting belief.
So it's like, okay, it's like really just because I do like to grow and understand things. And I kind of remember you talking about me, because I've I don't really like working machinery. It's just something that I just don't really. I think they actually scare me. Like machinery, it scares me. But if you take me to a machine and you show me how it works without showing me how everything works, because I don't want to know how everything works, just all the things that I need to do, then I'll slowly get on and do it. So I never feel like I can't. I just feel like, okay, I'll just slowly get used to this. Yeah. And I think you were speaking to someone who's like, yeah, as long as you show her how to do it. Like, because you'll get in a machine and you're like, oh, yeah, that's got that label. That looks like that. And I feel...
I'll get in and start pushing buttons.
Yeah, you're like,
to see what
this
happens.
does that. That does this. And, there we are. Okay, we're off.
Yeah.
And that's... I find that so admirable because I just get in a machine and go, nope, I'll break it. Like, my biggest fear is breaking it. It's like, no, I don't want to touch anything because I'll break it. Because I remember with the skid steer, we were using that sweeper brush thing. And it was on a roller to make it work. Yeah. I was using... I'm showing Alastair my thumb, but I was using my thumb on this roller and I get terrible cramp on my thumb. And I was like, I can't... It's like, you have to keep holding it rolled. It's just really annoying. And he's like, there's probably a button for that. I'm like, well, that's great, but I don't know what button it is, and I'm not going to break it to find it. And then it's like a week later, I found the button. I'm like, you couldn't have done that for me last week.
I did tell you to just try some buttons.
No. It's obviously just like it's like the fear. I'm scared of breaking things.
Yeah. But equally, if you show me, and so if I go to a machine or something that I've never run before, and someone's showing me how to work it, I want to know how everything works. Even the stuff that I won't need to know, I want to know how that bit works. Even just a cursory over-the-top explanation.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a good thing as well, because then it's like, okay, that's the diff lock. Yeah. Like, I know you've shown me that thing, so then I'm like, but I think in that moment, because I'm in a slightly fearful state, because I'm a little bit worried about it, it's like, it's information overload, and therefore I'm like, just give me the stuff I need to know right now. Then tomorrow, show me the X. It's just like, I just need to have...
It's like, I want to know that, okay, so if everything goes wrong, what do I do then?
Well, I mean, at least I knew, because we were using a wee tractor to lift gates, and that's something you've always said is if you lift something and the tractor starts tipping, which it did, just put it down. So that's what I did. I mean, there was a bit of a clang because I put it down like, woo!
Putting it down quickly is not a bad thing.
But yeah, it's like I knew if the tractor's tipping, just put whatever you're lifting down, problem solved.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. You just balance it out again.
But I think if I hadn't have known that, I don't know if in that panic fear situation, I would have done the right thing. I would have stopped, but I'd probably still been teetering. I'd be like, how do I stop this? Yeah. It's like, oh no, Yeah. And then probably would have figured it out. But if it had been really bad and like going and sometimes as well, you need to have your brain knows how to do it. Yeah. So that it just does it. It's automatic.
You pause for it. Right, now what should I do in this situation?
That's fine when it's just like, and this is the thing, like, I don't know why we're going through this, but with the machines, I always do things super slow. Yeah. And that's so that if something's starting to go wrong, I can correct it faster.
You've got more time.
Yeah, it's like I've got more time, whereas, if it's going wrong and I'm going too fast, then my brain's going to be like, nope, I've got nothing. Yeah, exactly. You have no experience or that natural ability with this. I'm not going to help you. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, it's that growth and learning new things. It's I don't know. I think everyone to a degree likes it. It's one of the things I always criticize the education system for, because I don't think it gives people enough opportunity to realize that they enjoy learning new things.
Well, they're limited to the curriculum. Talking about limits. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, well, that's the exact thing. That's the point. They're limited to the curriculum. They're limited to the way it's taught. And for some people, it works perfectly. And maybe for the majority of people, it works perfectly. But it doesn't work for everybody.
No.
And in the day and age we live with the internet and things like that, you should be able to learn whatever you want to learn. Yeah. So I always feel like, especially younger people, their learning should be self-driven.
Yeah.
Find something that interests you and start learning about it and follow it as far as you want. If you want to become the world-leading expert in that topic, keep following it. If you get bored after a bit, try something else.
Yeah.
Like, that's how education should work.
And I think that's the challenge, is this sort of overarching idea of everyone being a base level of knowledge on all these things. And it's like, I can see how that is clever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I can also see how that is really limiting for people who struggle with some things but are excelling at others. So then they're like, I don't want to focus on this. Well, you need to know this. It's like, no, actually, with the internet, I don't need to know all these things because it can show me.
There definitely has to be a basic level.
But, we're going into something else, but like, I feel like that low level, the younger stages up until like you're 11, 12, whatever.
Yeah.
And then really just let it expand.
That's it. Once you hit sort of that, for us from the UK would be secondary school.
Yeah, that's
Once you hit that, you can kind of dive into whatever excites you.
Yeah. But that's,
But that's a big part of growth, is that growth is easiest in topics that excite you. So
but it's really amazing now, if you think about it, like how easy it is to, outside of school,
learn something. Yeah.
And like even these, the Udemy and all those, like,
the cheap courses.
You can do all those cheap courses, and they're not always great, but you're getting knowledge.
Getting a good overview of it.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I love it, and it's something I find I like AI for, and all these large language models and things, is if I wonder how something works, I can ask it, and rather than me having to go through all the material, I can find here's the 3 steps of how this thing works, which I quite like for that. And I see you rolling your eyes at it.
We're talking about resisting things.
Yeah. But there is a point of, with that, it limits your growth, because if you're just relying on it working things out for you. But what I like it for is telling me how things work, not telling me what the answer is. But that's kind of a separate thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the interesting ones that I think's a view that you can have of negative growth. When you start, one of the things that really fascinates me is a lot of the mental health stuff and the way the human brain works and things like that, and subconscious, all that I find fascinating. But we've talked about this a long time ago before as well. Once you get to understanding how stories people tell themselves and things that have happened in their life can affect their behavior, then you get to that point where you see someone doing something which you feel is either a negative thing or an unhelpful thing, antisocial behavior, that sort of thing, or just acting in a way towards other people. But then you're like, well, okay, I understand they did that because of and then it's like, now I can't be angry at anyone. Now I can't be like, oh, that person's an ass.
Yeah, because one of the things is understanding, like gaining understanding.
When you get understanding of why people behave the way they do, well, you know that it's...
But, I think that leads to you having a healthier life.
Oh, yeah.
Because, suddenly you aren't quite so emotionally triggered by other people.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, it's that.
Yeah, I understand.
And so then you're not constantly angry or upset at people or, saddened by their behavior or, whatever. It just kind of, it helps you to be more at peace.
It definitely does. It makes it harder to just have that.
You want to be angry for a minute?
Well, it's not even that want to be angry. That throwaway, they're not a good person type of thing. Yeah. It's just like, well, I can't really do that because I know what's the matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fun.
It is. It changes the perspective on growth and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love learning.
I feel like I've caught your learning bug. I think that I got a little bit trapped in the thinking I wasn't capable. or whatever limiting beliefs were in there. And I feel like, I've learned from you in the, I don't know how this works. So I look and then it's like, oh, it's not as, so I think I've always had that thing, it's going to be too much for me. I'm not going to understand it. I'm not clever. And, all those sort of limiting stories and beliefs that are within me. And now I see myself, well, how does that work? Oh, it works like that. It's like I was trying to fix the fluorescent lights because I thought it was just the bulbs, put them in. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, so what is it that
just
it
follow
could
the
be?
train of,
And it's like how, and it's like, oh, that's how they work. Oh, and this is the fun thing about moving into new houses or new old houses, new to you houses, is it's like, that's a new thing. Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like this. Even like the furnace we have here it's the hot water circulating. So it's like a UK central heating with like the hot water circulating, but the heaters are designed different. They're just copper pipes through a low level little.
And even you go into where the furnace is, and there's just pipes everywhere and wires, and it's like, what does that? But then a little bit of time and a little bit of
that feeds to that. That goes to there. Oh, this is in, this is out. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it. And I really enjoy that.
So I think it probably was like it would, for some reason, new things would overwhelm me. But now I come in with a much more curious mind, which is much healthier. So I've obviously sort of managed to clear a lot of the beliefs that have not allowed me to learn things.
So I have an interesting one and I don't know when I got the I can do anything belief nailed into me, but I got that belief, I nailed it into myself, and that's always been there. So I know that I can learn anything, any skill or any piece of knowledge. So I think it must cloud how I look at people who say have got doctorates, because that's very impressive, all the work they've done to get to there. But it doesn't make them anything special compared to someone who's got a trade and didn't go to college. Because that person who's got a trade, if they'd just done the studying that the other person had done,
I think we're the same in that, and that's almost that sense of people with, say, letters after the name have a sense of authority and sort of one up on not everyone, like absolutely not everyone, but some of them can be like. But
also, some people can look at them that way.
And some of them see, and it's like now I'm just like, nope, question everything.
It's
not everyone knows everything.
It's just that.
Well, it's not. It's
the knowledge you have is great, but that doesn't make you smarter than me because I don't have that knowledge. Yeah. Well, that's it. And it's because I've got the ability to gain it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, then that upsets them as well because you don't have
they don't have my knowledge.
Yeah, it's like okay. Yeah,
this really obscure thing that I know. Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
So it puts everyone on a level playing field.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's just realizing that we're all unique and we all have our own things that we can, and our own ability to be able to learn anything.
Yeah.
And to not feel like only some people are clever. This idea of intelligence is like,
our brains definitely work things out differently depending on who we are.
Yeah.
But that makes you smarter or not, like, no, it's just a different method of working.
And it's like I said, you could get two people who and one of them is like you, really open to growth and learning, and one of them still listening to their own limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it like that one that's listening to limiting beliefs are going to struggle more with that learning.
Yes.
They can still do it, but it's like just going to take them longer because they're believing the story. They're telling themselves that they're not capable of it. Whereas, it's like you see it with I can't think of any example, but people who have learning difficulties or anything where it's just like just a natural thing within them that makes them it hard, like dyslexia or whatever it is, all the way down to a million different things, is that it's your strength of character, your ability, your want, your to grow, to learn. And you hear stories of, well, that person wasn't very clever at all, but now they're doing this, and it's like, because they had the drive to do it. They believed they could, and
that's
it's just.
definitely some things come easier to other people.
Yeah. So,
but that's fine. That doesn't mean anything.
No. And funnily enough, those people, some other things don't come easier for them.
Yeah.
And so they have this ability to like take in knowledge and learn and grow in that way. They're also like really socially awkward or struggle with just general normal conversations and connection with, it's like there's always this sort of within it. There's like, not everyone is like amazing at everything, but you can work on everything and grow every part of you. All
you need is to want to do
that's it. That drive, that purpose, that intention to grow. And
lack of limiting
and
beliefs.
Moving. Well, it's not. Everyone has limiting beliefs. I feel, and it's just the ability to overcome them. Like it's just the ability to move through it, to push through the threshold of who you think you are and who you actually are. It's just like, and yes, perhaps you don't, but you do have limiting.
Oh
beliefs.
No, there's definitely limiting beliefs in there. I think equally the one that you see a lot is the person who's say been doing the same job for a while. Sort of, they've started down this one path. I've always wanted, but this is my, and that sort of limiting their growth.
Yeah.
Because they want to go in the other way, but they just, they've got something stopping them.
Fear and limiting belief of what they think.
Where realistically, if you're interested in it, you should do it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah. Wow. I think that was really interesting.
You should do that.
Do what?
Something that's interesting.
I should do something that's interesting. Am I boring?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if you find something interesting, you should do it.
Yeah. What, like grow? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Maybe.
I should just grow. Grow up, damn it. But yeah.
And get the watering can out.
That was really good.
It was. I love growth.
Yeah.
Growth is my top. For the 6 needs. I can't remember what the other ones are, but growth's still the top one.
For me, it's sort of a part of my journey right now is working through this fear of the changing and the growing, I would say. And I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. I've always been getting somewhere, but it's just like I feel like, okay, I can work through this. I can open my mind and self to other possibilities. Yeah.
It's one of the things I've always said, especially moving to a new country for work or whatever, I could do anything. Like it wouldn't bother me to do a very mundane job. However, if my job had zero growth, zero puzzle, zero, if it was you just stand there and you press this one button and that's all you do, like that would be very difficult for me.
Yeah. Because
I would need challenge. I would need things to help me grow.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.